Namaste. Welcome. It's the 5th day of yoga, and according to the song, we'll be practicing 5 golden rings today. I couldn't really come up with a pose that is a ring pose, but I thought we would do bridge, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. We make a sort of circular shape with the body. And I was thinking about the quality of a golden ring is that it has a luster, it has a brilliance, it catches your eye, it's beautiful, it's Shri. And in Sanskrit, the word tejas refers to light and sparkle, and when we are in our hearts, through our life and in our practice, when you come into your heart, you tap into that essence of tejas, and then you shine out. And for me, this is one of the great joys of practicing yoga, is being in a position and being in a pose and being in that feeling of inner brilliance, and then just expanding that out into the world. So let's begin. We'll bring our palms together at heart center. Sit up nice and tall. Your thighs are back. Root your tailbone down. And then lift up through the side ribs. And as you take the heads of your arm bones back, you can feel this expansion across the front of your chest. And as you bring your eyes closed and look into the heart, look for that shining brilliance, the tejas, the sparkle that is at your essence. As you feel connected to that sparkle, let's chant an Om together. We send that essence from the heart out into the world. Take a breath in. Om. Bow your head to your heart. Gently release your hands down. Open your eyes. So we'll start with some shoulder openers. We're going to work into some baby back bends and a few quad stretches. So let's begin here sitting. I don't usually start practice sitting, but we're here, and we'll start with some easy shoulder circles. So inhale, take your shoulders up, bring them back and down and around. And feel into the muscles around your shoulders. Notice any tension that you might be experiencing there. And then try taking your shoulders in the opposite direction. So bring them up and then forward and around. And I find in my body that this feels less than sparkly. This feels a little bit like, kind of defeated. But then when I take them back the other way, in the backward circle, you get more of that feeling of opening to grace, opening to the possibilities, opening to a connection with your own divine light. And then bring your arms down beside your hips. And we'll do a little seated sun breath. So as you inhale, stretch your arms out to your sides and up above your head. Your hands can stay shoulders distance apart, or you can bring your palms all the way together. And then on the exhalation, turn your palms away and slowly release your arms down. So we inhale, reach out and up. On the exhale, press out and down. Continue at your own comfortable speed. Move with your breath. So the breath becomes the leader, and the body becomes the follower. One more time. Inhale, reach up. And now keep your left arm up. Bring your right hand down. Walk it out to the side a little bit and stretch over. Press your left sitting bone down into the mat or the blanket and extend out through your top arm. Now sometimes this shoulder starts to round forward. Actually, both the shoulders may round forward. So take the top arm out in front of you. Lengthen both sides of your torso. And then draw the heads of your arm bones back to experience that sensation of opening up through the chest And then keeping the shoulder plugged in, stretch your arm overhead alongside your ear. We want to tap into that inner light, that inner brilliance of the heart. Now, as I'm holding my stretch, I'm noticing my right shoulder's coming forward. So I'm going to keep that shoulder back as well. And then inhale, come back up to center. Good. On your next inhalation, reach out and up. Then exhale, left hand down, walk it out to the side. Bring your right arm forward. Anchor your hips, lengthen the sides of the torso, and then draw the heads of your arm bones back to tap into your heart light. And then keeping the shoulders back, extend your arm up over your head. And from the pelvis, anchor down to the earth, and then extend up and out from your pelvis to the top of your head and out through your fingers. And then inhale and lift up. Let's come to table pose next. So onto hands and knees. You can point your feet here. Spread your hands as wide apart as your shoulders. And we'll begin a little bit of cat-cow exploration. On your inhalation, move your inner thighs back to lift your sitting bones, lift your heart. And then on the exhalation, draw your tailbone in, pull your belly up, round your spine. Move with your breath. The breath is the leader, the body becomes the follower. And each time the heart opens, the shoulders move back a little bit. You get to tap inward towards that inner brilliance, that sparkle, that luster. Next time you look forward, take your knees back about 2 or 3 more inches and tuck your toes under. We'll prepare for downward dog, so pull up from the palms of your hands, up through your arms, melt your heart down between your shoulder blades, and then lift your knees and hips and take the hips up towards the sky. You can paddle your feet one at a time, just stretch into your legs. Now here, to stay connected to that brilliance of your heart, lift the heads of your arm bones away from the floor, lift your armpits up, but then invite the heart to reach down. So your shoulder blades engage on your back. Good. And then exhale, lower your knees. Turn the sitting bones up towards the sky, and we're going to go into Ashtangasana. So bend your elbows, knees, chest, chin. Keep your knees on the floor. Keep your toes on the floor. The heart comes down between your fingers. Your chin comes to the mat, and your hips stay up. Then slide your belly forward, draw your tailbone in, point your feet, lift to your little baby Bhujangasana, little cobra pose here. From the pelvis, reach back through your feet, and from your pelvis, shine the light of your heart forward. Good. And then push down into your hands. Go to child's pose. Take your knees a little bit wider. Big toes come together. Sit back. Lower your head down. And if your head doesn't come all the way to the floor, you can stack your arms and rest your forehead on your arms. Breathe into the back of your body. Bring some of that light from your heart into the back. And then inhale, come back up, table position. All right, let's try that Ashtangasana again. It's the 8-point prone pose. So the 8 points are your 2 feet, your 2 knees, your 2 hands, and then your chest and your chin. Okay. So first get your lumbar curve, turn your sitting bones up towards the sky. Keep that as you lightly draw your tailbone in just to tone your abs. Then lengthen your side ribs, melt the heart down, and as you exhale, bend your arms, bring your heart forward between your thumbs. Chin can come to the floor. And then slide forward and come on up a little bit more. Heads of arm bones way back so that the heart space expands and you can shine out. Good. And then from here, come on down and make a pillow with your hands for your forehead or your chin, whichever feels more comfortable for you. All right, we're going to work the legs a little bit. So roll your thighs and point your feet straight back. We'll do Ardha Chalavasana, leg lifts, one leg at a time here. Inhale, take your right leg, reach it straight up. Lift from the inner thigh so your thigh stays rolled in. Stretch out through your toes. And then exhale, place the right foot down. Left side, inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. And continue a few times side to side. As you're lifting and lowering, extend out from the core of your pelvis. Reach back through your toes, through your feet, and also keep your spine lengthening forward. We don't want to kind of cover up that inner light, so we shine out through the feet and forward through the top of your head. And if this feels comfortable on your back, you can attempt both legs together. And if that's too intense, then just stick with one leg at a time. It's fine. Okay, a few more. And the next time your feet come down, pause. You can turn your head to the side. Roll your heels apart. Bring your big toes together. And feel how that makes a little more space across your lower back. Breathe into your waist. And then return to that neutral position, rolling the fronts of your thighs in. Feet are close together. Take your arms down by your sides now. Firm your legs. Find the curve in your low back. If you press your thighs down into the mat, you can lift the sitting bones up a little bit. You get a little more curve in the lumbar spine. Then draw your tailbone in, lengthen your side ribs, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your hands off the floor. And now from the core of your pelvis, shine out through your feet. Imagine each of your toes was a little flashlight, shining your light out into the darkness behind you. And then the heart, of course, is your other big flashlight. We shine that light forward out into the world. Breathe and hold. Hug your shoulder blades onto your back. And then exhale, release down. You can relax the backs of your hands on the floor. Turn your head to the side. Relax the legs again. Heels apart, big toes turn in. Take a few breaths. And then we'll do one more variation here in this position. Point your feet, clasp your hands together. Lengthen the side ribs, lift the heads of your arm bones. Thigh bones back, tailbone in, root down and inhale, lift. Option here to take the feet up off the floor and expand. Shine your light, your beautiful, sparkly, tejas, your inner brilliance. And slowly release down. Place your hands beside your chest. Push up to table pose. And then widen your knees, go back. Child's pose. Then gently come up. And we'll come back to lying on the belly. We're going to do a few quadriceps stretches, which will help with Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, the bridge. So here we'll come into Sphinx. Bring your forearms on the mat. Elbows are slightly forward of your shoulders. If your elbows are back, it will round the shoulders a bit. So elbows a little bit forward. Bring your legs together, point your feet. Press down into the thighs. Try to lift the hips a little bit so you get the feeling of low back curve. And then draw your tailbone into the space that you're making there. Reach from the core of your pelvis back through your feet And then from the core of the pelvis, pull your heart up and forward and shine your light. With brilliance, you shine. Shine the essence of yourself. Good. Now, bend your right knee up. You can turn your left forearm across the mat and reach back with your right hand for your right foot. Pull your heel towards your hip. If you can turn your hand over the top of the foot so your elbow points up, it's going to give you a nice shoulder opening. If that's too intense, just hold the foot. And then turn your chest forward. So we keep the brilliant light shining out in front of you. From your pelvis, reach back through your right thigh, your right knee. Push your heel down towards your hip and stretch the spine long. Look up. Good. Release and switch sides. Right forearm comes across. Bend your left knee. Reach back with your left hand. Pull your heel in. Hand over the top of the foot so you can press it down. Thighs are back. Draw the tailbone in. And then with that quality of brilliance, you shine out. From the core of the pelvis, reach out through your right foot, through your left knee. Reach the heart forward. And feel that great stretch on your thigh. Gently release. And then turn over onto your back. All right, we'll do a few variations here of bridge pose. When you come down onto your back, align your feet so they're hip distance wide. Your ankles are under your knees or slightly forward of the knees. And we'll do the first variation with robot arms. This is a nice way to really get the heads of your arm bones to draw back so that heart light can really expand. Now in bridge pose, the parts of your body that will be on the floor will be your feet, your shoulders and upper arms, and the back of your head. So when you come up, we want to think of energy pulsing in and out from the roof of your mouth, since this is the active Bandha center, the active place of pulsation in this pose. Take a deep breath and soften. Remember your tejas, your brilliance, your inner light. We want to line up the body well so that that light can be fully expressed. So tone your legs. As you tone your legs, press your inner thighs towards the back of your thighs, and that will give you a little more lumbar curve. Then lightly lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Take the heads of the arm bones back so they press down into the floor. You'll start to feel their heart expand a little more. And then lift your throat, lift your chin, press down from the roof of your mouth through the back of your head to make a strong connection to the earth. Now to come up, pull your feet towards your head and lift your hips up into bridge pose. From the upper palate, roof of your mouth, root down to the back of your head. Your neck should not have any weight on it. You're pressing down into your head. Your shoulders press back, and then you extend forward through the torso, through your hips, through your knees. You root down into your feet. And take several breaths in Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Feel the openness of your chest, the light of your heart shining. And then gently keep the back bend shape. Bring your sitting bones straight down to the floor and then relax your arms. So that's a very basic variation of bridge pose. We'll do two others. The next one, once you come up, you can clasp your hands together behind your back and root the arms down. Okay, so same setup, feet are parallel, firm your legs, inner thighs back, tailbone in, Heads of arm bones back, lift your throat, root down, pull your feet towards your heads, lift your hips, lift your spine off the floor. And now tuck your shoulders in underneath a little bit more so you can clasp your hands and root down. Root the forearms down, bring the pinky fingers down, try to get the wrists down. Keep pulling with your feet towards your head. And then from your head, press down into the floor so your neck is not taking the weight here. Your head is working, your body is stretching forward, and the light of your heart can really shine and expand. Reach through the knees, press into the inner edges of your feet. Brilliance. Luster. Think of a beautiful golden ring here that you're making with your body. Release your hands and bring your sitting bones back down. And rest for a couple of breaths. All right, our next variation is called Chatush Padasana, the four-footed pose. And it's very similar to what we just did, but instead of clasping your hands, you're going to keep the palms on the floor, and then you'll walk your feet in closer once you come up, and you try to touch your heels with either your longest finger, or you might be able to wrap your hands around your ankles and hold on to your feet. Thus, we really make a ring. We make a connection from the hands to your feet. So let's give that a try. So arms are down by your sides. You can have your palms pressed into the floor, but keep the heads of the arm bones way back. Find your lumbar curve, lengthen your tail, lift the chin and throat, press the back of your head down, pull with your feet, hips go up, and then walk the shoulder blades a little further under your back so the heads of your arm bones are way back to make space for the light of your heart. Now walk your feet in. Maybe you can step on your fingers or just touch, or you can come in a little closer. You can hold on to your ankles. Pulsation in the roof of your mouth, pulling, you feel the legs or everything is pulling in towards your head. But now from your head, to create balance, you root down into the earth and then stretch forward through your heart, through your legs, into your feet, back to the earth. Feel a connection between your feet and your hands. You're making a beautiful golden ring. To come out, walk your feet forward, and then bring the sitting bones back down. Let's stretch both legs out and rest. Turn your palms face up. Take a deep breath. Soften. So I guess we really should do 2 more, and that way we'll have done 5 golden rings, okay? So let's try 2 more variations of bridge pose. We'll do a one-legged bridge pose next. So bend your knees, heads of arm bones back, thigh bones back, tailbone in. Inhale, lift up. You can choose any of the arm variations that we've just done. So you can come back to robot, you can clasp your hands, you can walk your feet in, hold your ankles. But now, shift your weight over into your right foot. Bring your left knee up towards the sky, and then stretch left leg up for one-legged bridge. Good. Bend your knee, bring it back down. Let's take the other leg up. Knee comes up first, and then extend your leg. Reach all the way up through your toes. And exhale, bring your foot down. Lower your sitting bones down and rest. Stretch your legs long. All right, so we'll do one more. Let's have this be yogi's choice. Any of those variations, or if you're feeling open and ambitious and you want to go to the Urdhva Dhanurasana, the upward facing bow pose, that's an option too. You can place your hands beside your ears now with your fingers pointing towards your shoulders. Draw in, pull in from your elbows into the back of your heart. Find the lumbar curve, scoop your tail. All right, so to come up, pull your feet towards your head. Inhale, hips up, chest up. Come to the top of your head. Make any adjustments. Maybe hands need to go a little wider. Draw into the brilliance of your heart, and then with that luster, you expand. You push from the heart down into your hands and extend forward through your spine, through your knees, through your feet. When you're ready to come down, shoulders down, hips down, and stretch your legs down on the floor. Take your arms straight out to your sides, palms face up. Bend your right knee, move your hips over to the right, and then take the right leg across your body, gentle twist to the legs to the left. You can use your left hand on your right thigh, and then turn your head and chest to the right. Take a few deep breaths. Try to move your inner thighs back, and then lightly draw your tailbone in. Breathe into the twist. And then return to center. Good. Switch your legs. Take the right leg straight. Move your hips over to the left. And then take the left leg across your body. You can use your right hand. Thighs back. Tailbone down. Turn the heart, turn the head out to the left. And breathe deeply. Inhale, return to the center. And readjust. Stretch both legs long. Reach out through your heels. Take your arms up overhead. Plug the shoulders back and extend your arms back over your head. And one last big stretch here. So from the low belly, reach out through your feet. From your low belly, extend up through your spine, out through your thumbs and fingers. Shine your light in all directions. And gently release. Take your feet apart a little bit. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms up. And we'll take a brief Shavasana. Release any tension in your muscles. Invite your breath to be slow and steady. And observe that sensation of inner sparkle, the tejas, the light, the brilliance of you. This light doesn't need anything to support it. It just is there. And sometimes it gets covered up and we forget. We forget to shine out. We forget that that light even exists. But with our practices, with the yoga, with the meditation, with pranayama, we clear the pathways, we clear the dust that covers the light. And so it can shine more brightly. If you have more time and you'd like to stay in Shavasana a bit longer, you are invited to do so. Otherwise, you can bend your knees, gently roll to your side, and then come up to sit. And sit well. We want to sit in a way that honors that inner light. You roll your thighs forward, take the tailbone down and in, and then lift up. Lift up through the side ribs. Take the heads of your arm bones back. And from the pelvis, you anchor down to the earth. From the pelvis, you rise up. You feel the heart lift and expand and rise all the way up through the crown of your head. Take a few breaths and remember this inner luster, this brilliance. It's always part of you. And may you more fully connect with it today and each day. Bring your palms together at the heart center. And let's conclude with another Om. Take a breath in. Om. The light in my heart bows to the light in your heart. Namaste.